All right. Shall we begin on this mellow note on Thursday, also known as FTG Thursday? Welcome to my NPR-esque channel. I'm not going to talk like this the whole time, I promise. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday, FTG Thursday. And today I thought maybe I would go back to the original kind of FTG format of FTG Thursday. I found a bunch of them today, so I figured, what the hell? I'm going to try to do that. So I want you to sit back and relax and soak it in today. And get ready to get your computer fingers tapping on those FTGs. Yes, you're right. It's not quite sedate enough for NPR, but that's okay. I just want you to think and relax and be mellow. And then listen carefully to the intro. Johnny, play the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Well, that messed up. There we go. I did it a little early. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. Stop the music. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, me, Marty Johnson, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel, where it is Thursday, the 3rd of November, 2022. Yes, FTG Thursday. We're excited about that. I remembered to turn the mic back on, so that's a good thing. And let's, shall we have some fun today and throw out some FTGs, because I got plenty of them. Of course, the FTG in chief had a speech last night, and we're not going to go through it, because I don't think I can do it without my head exploding again, because I watched it twice already. I'll give you the highlights through the AP version, because they kind of cleaned it up and tried to make it all whatever. But there's a lot of things the president didn't mention last night. Apparently, this was his last pitch before the election. I don't know why it's his last pitch. He's out there talking every day. Well, talking is a good. Well, it's a what should I say? Talking is a. Well, generous, because he mumbles and stumbles through some speeches and shit. But anyway, yes, and AKA Lawyer Dog. That is my other nickname, Lawyer Dog, which I got during the Lord of the Night days. But anyway, so we got a whole bunch of things to talk about today. So let's go ahead and say good morning to everybody so we can get it started. Now, I got a bunch of notifications here. What are these notifications? Are they? They are. Oh, well, thank you, Somnambul Nation, for tweeting out the show. I can... Oh, God, there's some stupid people on the internet. Anyway, thank you, Somnambul Nation, for tweeting out the show. Please share this stream. Click the arrow down there on YouTube, or if you're on Rumble, you can cut and paste the link. I am on YouTube and Rumble right now. We're going to stream to both of those platforms for the foreseen future, unless I get another one of those suspensions from YouTube, then it'll be just on Rumble. I am eventually also going to add Odyssey. I just haven't I haven't got the process. Rumble's already kind of a cumbersome process compared to just streaming on YouTube. And I have to figure out if the process on Rumble is also as cumbersome, or it's not, did I say Odyssey? Yeah, Odyssey is also as cumbersome. We'll see. But anyway, let's say good morning to everyone here. First in the chat in both Rumble and YouTube is our friend Avocados Diablo, who gets the bell. Whoops, you're not that. Dang, the wrong button. There you go. Click the right button. I do have my coffee. The problem is I don't have enough, and I could pause the show and go brew another cup, but then it'd be dead air, and I don't want to play. I can't play like someone else's stuff, so I'm gonna sit through this, make it through the show with this tiny bit of cold coffee left in the John Wayne cup, because life is good when you have the Duke. All right, on the YouTube side, who else is here? We got Tyrannus Alexandrius Tremerlich. Good morning also to Jay Pylon from Hotep Nation. Also, good morning, Mike Savage, Blarg, Rotten Corpses in the house, Neon Leon. I gotta scroll out because y'all been chatting up a storm. Somnambule Nation, I think I already said that. Unfair Ophelia, welcome back. Nice to see you again. Also, good morning, Sarah. Sarah tweeted out the show too, and nice to see you. Lady Boomer says to say hi every time I see you in the chat. So hi from Lady Boomer, Sarah. Good morning also, Asian Research Directorate. The Tyler F's in the house. That's it. That's all. Is that everybody? Well, people will figure it out eventually. We'll get more people here. This says there's only 8 people here. No, there's 14. Anyway, hit the like button during the show. Share the stream if you are watching, or excuse me, share the stream. Put a comment in the comment section if you're watching on replay. And if you want to sponsor the show, pdognight.live, 24 hours a day. Also, if you go to pdognight.live, you can also see my new merch. Now, where'd the merch link go, though? I'm kind of disappointed here. Here it is. Let's go to the merch link. I'm going to show you. We're going to show you the store here because I don't promote this enough, and there's some new items that I am promoting. I put them on. Oh my God, what is taking this so long? Good Lord! Open the store. It's this little folding shirt over and over. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Well, there used to be a merch tab on this, and it seems to be missing, and I don't know what's going on here. Let's go back to here. I have the new Your Life Matter lines, or Your Life Matters line. Well, here's an example. If this thing would work, okay, it's not cooperating. Fuck it, I'm not gonna do it. I also have my Linktree link here. Here, I'll show you the Teespring version. Here we go. Let's do this. All right, so also on Teespring, the Your Life Matter line. Your Life Matters. You got the cups and shirts and sweet sweatshirts and hoodies, even a doormat, a welcome mat. So if you, because I'm on this kick that I got tired of the big, the Black Lives Matter thing, and then no, all lives matter. Well, no, all lives matter because it means Black Lives Matter. We're talking about Black lives right now. Well, I think, and then they got the White Lives Matter with Kanye West, and then some people saying Asian lives matter and Black trans women's lives matter. It's really important that for someone to know, because kind of you put those other shirts on, you're kind of virtue signaling. Like you're either saying, oh yeah, I support this particular cause, this particular group or whatever, and I'm like, you know what people really need to hear? What they really need to hear and what you need to hear. Let's say you're having troubles. When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand, people just need to hear that their lives matter. So if you tell them with this shirt, your life matters. I don't know. I like the idea. All right, enough of that. That's silly. Let me finish. Let me get into the show today because there's a lot. I got a lot of stuff. Physics humor. I need more coffee. Where's the physics? Oh, good morning, Riesler. Welcome back. Also, Luda J. Lane. What's up? Let's see. A couple other people showed up. That's good. HP Lovecraft. What up? Welcome. All right, let's get into the show. I'll leave the Teespring link open. Also, I forgot to tell you, I in the description down below and also in the tabs today, I also decided to start using Linktree. So you won't see as many links in the description, but if you happen to go onto into the tabs. Also have my link tree in the tabs. So if you need to find me, you can find me on Locals, YouTube, Rumble, my other channel, Marty's Big Journey, where I'm posting like travel related stuff, travel and lifestyle stuff, Instagram, Teespring link, Streamlabs merch link, and the story when I was in GQ magazine and on Good Morning America. There's links to those too. If you've never seen those, you can participate in what was my 15 minutes of fame. So if you're interested in those are all on the link tree. That'll also be in the tabs at the end of the show. So, all right, let's get into the show though, because there's a lot of stuff going on now. Let's see. Do I care about? No, I don't care about Cloud Hub. We're gonna skip that. And I think I opened that one, so we're good. All right, let's do it. So last night, the President of the United States. Go ahead and get your FTG ready for this one. He did a speech last night. I have a link to it in the tabs. This is oops, hang on here. If you want to watch the whole speech, it's about 20 minutes long. But it seemed to be his last minute pitch for the midterm elections. And the Democrats are kind of in panic mode. That's why I named this panic mode, because all the indications are, at least from polling, and I get not Cloud Hub, all the indications seem to be that there's going to be a shellacking. Now, I will remain skeptical until I see it happens. But all the polls are trending red, so to speak. Even in a lot of these close Senate races that were close, or the Democrat was a little bit up, all of them are leaning Republican now. And this is not good. The worst projection I've seen for Democrats was that they lose possibly over 30, maybe 40 seats in the House, and possibly 7 Senate seats. It could end up being a 54, 45. There's one, I don't know why there's one that's missing, or 54-46 Senate. Now, I am not holding my breath for any of that, okay, because as we know, certain things can happen. There could be a wave of TikTok voters, for example. That's my one thing that I hate that app because it has so much influence over young people. Maybe, and if young people want to vote and democracy works the that way, then I'm okay. Democracy, our representative republic. But until the election's over, I'm not saying anything. I have no predictions other than it's almost certain that the Republicans will gain seats in the House. I'm almost certain of that, because the places where the TikTok people can hurt you the most are usually in places that are already full of Democrats anyway. So that's not a big deal. But he gave this speech last night talking about the perils that are the perils to our democracy. He wants to protect democracy, and he's claiming there's all this voter intimidation and all that other crap. And like I said, we're not gonna play it. I was gonna go through it, but oh wait, that was funny actually. I'll move that to the back because there was a fact check that you got to see, but that's not what I would go to. Anyway, I'll just give you the Associated Press version of this, and we're not going to go through the speech. In a speech just days before the U.S. midterm election, President Joe Biden warned that democracy is under threat. Oh no! From former President Trump's election-denying lies and the violence that Biden said they inspire. Oh, no. Hello, Chicago Mike. Hello, Annalyn. So here's their article. Now, their spin on the article is going to be a little different than mine, right? So I'm going to read their article, and then I'm going to give you my 2 cents, and then we're going to move on. Warning that democracy itself is in peril. Now, this whole thing about democracy, the Democrats keep talking about. Hello, Natasha. And Rachel Maddow dildos in the house, too. No juxtaposition errors there. But anyway, this whole thing that warning that democracy is in peril. Remember when I tell you every time the Democrats say the word democracy, what they really mean is them in power. That's what they mean by democracy. When they say democracy, it means the word, just substitute the words Democrats in power. And yes, so if that's the that's the definition that they use functionally. It's not necessarily the definition they say it is, but that's the definition they use functionally. Then yes, they're right. Their form of democracy is in peril. They're not going to be in power anymore. In 2018, there were several Republicans winning big time at 3 a.m., but 6 a.m. they had barely lost. I know, and that's why I'm not holding my breath in this election. Simon Wolfwood, good morning, by the way. And Sully, I'm sorry, I didn't say hi to you, Sully, over on Rumble. I got 2 chats going, so I'm trying to keep up with both of them a little bit. So anyway, here's this article warning that democracy itself is in peril. President Joe Biden called on Americans Wednesday night to use their ballots in next week's midterm elections to stand up against lies, violence, and dangerous ultra-MAGA election disruptors who are trying to succeed where they had failed in subverting the 2020 elections. Now, and then he said, this is no time to stand aside. He declared, silence is complicity. Oh no. Now, again, the irony here is he's worried about democracy in an election. This is an election, right? This is everyone's voting, right? So he's worried about democracy, but this is an election. And I think democracy is about to kick him in the balls, to be honest with you. Anyway, I'm going to continue here. After weeks of reassuring talk about America's economy and inflation, reassurance? Biden turned to a darker, more urgent message, declaring the final days of midterm election voting that the nation's system of governance is under a threat from former President Donald Trump's election-denying lies and the violence Biden said they inspire. See, and I got to tell you, you know what? We're talking about the attack in Nancy Pelosi's house, Paul Pelosi getting hit by a hammer and all that shit. Again, the timing of that couldn't be much better for Democrats, right? To have this type of speech complaining about political violence that, they tend to love political violence if it's not aimed at them, right? Reacciona! Puerto Rico's in the house. Good morning, sir. After the president singled out ultra-MAGA Republicans, a reference to Trump's Make America Again slogan, calling them a minority but driving force of the Republican Party. Well, if they're a minority, shouldn't they get some special compensation? I don't know. Pointing out, in particular, last Friday's attack on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband, Biden said Trump's false claims about a stolen election have fueled the dangerous rise of political violence and voter intimidation over the past years. Yeah, see, they don't remember when the Black Panthers were standing out voting precincts in New York a few years ago. He doesn't remember when people wearing red hats going to rallies in 2015, 2016 were getting physically attacked by people in black masks and hoodies. And they don't remember when speakers on college campuses were being threatened physically. And they don't remember when in 2020 the political violence over the entire almost half a year. And they don't remember when Donald Trump was inaugurated and people all over the country were having riots and burning down buildings and breaking glass and burning people's cars and turning over shit and threatening to blow up the White House. And they don't remember when, Rand Paul was beat up by his neighbor and everyone on the left side of the aisle started cheering and making jokes about it. They don't remember when the guy was walking down Justice Kavanaugh Street carrying a rifle and some extra weapons and threatened to murder him. They don't remember any of that shit. They remember January 6th. They sort of remember Charlottesville. They kind of almost forgot about Charlottesville, but although Joe Biden talks about all the guys coming out of the bushes with clubs and stuff, which didn't happen at Charlottesville, but he seems to remember that. And then they remember. Then obviously they have the latest reminder of Paul Pelosi, which is unfortunate. And I hope Paul Pelosi recovers. That's that should be a given. But anyway. He wants you to know that it's in our power to preserve our democracy, which, again, democracy to Joe Biden means Democrats winning elections, not Republicans, because those nasty Republicans are just the ultra MAGA. Anyway, so the president's speech focused squarely on the right of voting. Oh, my gosh. Oh, okay, they spelled it R-I-T-E. So it's interesting because I don't know if they meant the right, the ritual, or they meant the right, the right, I don't even know what's a good synonym for the right to vote. Anyway, the right of voting and the counting of that vote amounted to a plea for Americans to step back from the inflamed rhetoric that has heightened political or fears of political violence and challenges to the integrity of the elections. You mean like when Maxine Waters gives a speech? Holy crap. Biden was straddling two roles, speaking as both president defending the pillars of democracy and a Democrat trying to boost his party's prospect against Republicans, which was the only purpose of that speech. He didn't give two rats' buttholes about democracy, but he called out the hundreds of candidates who have denied the 2020 election result. Has he ever called out a Democrat who's denied an election result? Has he ever called out the people who were talking about Russia for the 4 or 5 years? I bet he hasn't. I bet he doesn't count that though, because Democrats like to deny that election, but they can't deny that. Anyway, but he's talking about 2020. The driving force. His quote is, "The driving force is trying to succeed where they failed in 2020 to suppress the rights of voters and subvert the electoral system itself." Is it? No, you're the ones who don't like the electoral system, especially the electoral college, right? You don't. And there's so many contradictions in this speech. Check to my Twitter DMs. Let me check my Twitter. I'll do that in a second. There's so many contradictions in that speech. Oh, shoot. I don't want to do that. Hang on. I want to open a new tab. I want to make sure I keep that going. There we go. Okay. Check my Twitter DMs. I'll do that. He doesn't care about subverting the electoral system. He cares about Democrats in power. That's all. Period. End of story. And anyway, so the speech came days after a man seeking to kidnap House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Okay. They say that as though that is confirmed. Now, I'm not sure. Maybe they have confirmed that, police. I'm not so confident that they have. Oh no, I didn't realize back then, but Biden had a cameo in The Mandalorian. Oh, we'll definitely watch this reaction. We definitely will watch that. I'll bring that over in a second. So here, the speech came days after a man seeking to kidnap House Speaker Nancy Pelosi severely injured her husband, Paul Pelosi, in their San Francisco home in the worst recent example of the political violence that burst forth with the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol and has continued with alarming, though less spectacular, incidents. Really? How come you're not naming any of those incidents? Name a few, please. I want to hear the AP name some of the instances, because I can't think of any other than ones where Democrats or leftists or whatever are clearly the perpetrators. Yeah, it's interesting they don't name any of them. And also, we still don't know the exact motives of this guy. Because, they said, he had a hit list of other people that he wanted to go attack. Have you noticed they haven't mentioned anyone who might have been on that hit list? Do you think look, the guy's he's in California. I don't even think he has a car. They said he walked to Pelosi's house, 14 miles. Who else is on that hit list and how he's going to get to him? Because I'm wondering, is his hit list of national politicians and how he's going to get there? And then also, if they were local politicians, who were the local politicians? And why did he target them? There's so many questions about that they're just throwing out bullshit up the head of the wall. And like I said, the reason I don't talk about that in detail too much, I mean, there's certain details they're all known, but the reason I don't talk about the details too much is because I don't know. And nobody's going to know because they won't release the body cam footage. They won't release the security footage. They aren't telling you, they aren't giving you verbatim about this interview. His lawyer said they're going to plead not guilty. They said they have this list. What's on it? You're not going to find out for 5 to 6 weeks down the line because they're going to wait till after the election. And then we're going to probably find out things that we understand why they didn't want us to know. Enough of that. Am I going to get through this? Am I going to get through my stuff today? I don't think so. Was Nancy's kiss on his list? Damn you, Hall & Oates. That's funny. That's some funny shit. That's some funny shit, AD. Just saying. In fact, here. Yes. All right. Also, election work. Now, this is AP. This is the AP because they're, it might as well be the stenographer for President Biden and the White House is what the AP and Reuters and everything's become. Election workers nationwide question whether to go back to work following increased intimidation and harassment ahead of Election Day. Really? At least 5 people have been charged with federal crimes for harassing workers as early voting has gotten underway. Reports of people watching ballot boxes. Oh, no. Oh, no.
You're fucking a white male.
Oh, what the hell was that? I hit the wrong button there. People watching ballot boxes in Arizona. Oh, noes. Sometimes armed or wearing ballistic vests. That sounds familiar. Didn't no one anymore complain about when the Black Panthers were intimidating voters in New York City during, was it 2016, 2000? No, it was during the midterms of 2014, I think. Anyway, and also, see, Arizona's an open carry state. I don't think they should be armed or whatever. I disagree with that, but that's their right in Arizona. But anyway, has raised serious concerns of voter intimidation. Election officials nationwide are bracing for confrontations at polling sites. A flood of conspiracy theorists have signed up to work as partisan poll watchers. So, can you sign up to be a poll watcher? That's all I care. And the right kind of poll. Anyway, oh God. Emphasizing that it's the first federal election since the Capitol riot and Trump's attempt to overturn the 2020 presidential election, Biden calls on voters to reject candidates who have denied the results of the vote. Oh, wow. Well, you're saying all of them do. So basically, you want them to vote for Democrats. That's all you're asking. You don't give a shit about this. Which even Trump's own administration declared to be free of any widespread fraud or interference. So anyway, this is a big, his speech, it was annoying. I'm not even reading any more of this because it's annoying just reading it. But if you want to watch it, it will be in the links. There he is, Joseph Rahim Biden. I might do a separate one on that. Who knows? Anyway, let's move on. Now, this is something interesting that like I said, they're panicking, right? But here's the thing. One of the things that you've been hearing over and over and over from Joe Biden over the last few weeks, and now you're starting to hear it from all the Democrats. It's funny. They have their talking points, right? The Democrats have their talking points. And one of their biggest talking points right now is that Republicans are trying to take away senior Social Security and Medicare. Now, that is a very strong tactic for Democrats to use. They've been using it every election that I can remember, going back to like 1976, talking about, the Republicans want to take away your Social Security and Medicare. Because we've known for a long time that Social Security in particular hasn't been solvent for a really long time. It's just part of your regular tax budget item now. When Social Security was first proposed, there was a growing population, and basically it was America's greatest Ponzi scheme. The people who were working at the time were pretty much paying for the Social Security of people who were already retired. And as the population grew and we had the baby boom and all that stuff, there's so many more people working than there were retired. It worked out, it's just, you pay in and it goes to somebody else, and then you hope that there's enough people behind you growing up that will pay into yours. Well, the problem with that whole system is now we're getting to a point where all those baby boomers, they're the ones who are retired, and also some of the Gen X, and those are the biggest numerical demographics that we have. And so the more people are living longer, so Social Security is getting strained. And so there is, I remember there was a time, for those of you who are young enough, remember when Al Gore ran for president, and he was talking about, well, we have the Social Security lockbox, and we got, we're going to make sure that none of the money from Social Security is taken out of the Social Security lockbox. Well, bullshit. It was already a budget item. There's no such thing as a Social Security box. The pay shit you paying for Social Security isn't enough to cover Social Security now. So anyway, that's the White House scare tactic. They're going to tell, because old people vote. Okay, old people vote. Young people, whatever. But old people vote. Young people, Social Security, they don't give a fuck. One of the big talking points for Democrats right now is that the Republicans are trying to eliminate your Social Security and Medicare. Well, that's a scare tactic for seniors, right? So that tactic is going out. So something that the White House tweeted out yesterday. I'll get to this, Black Hebrew Israelite. I see you. Something they tweeted out yesterday was this. This is hilarious. The White House tweeted this out. Seniors are getting the biggest increase in their Social Security check in 10 years through President Biden's leadership. Now, there's a reason this is funny, because for the first time, I think maybe in the 2 years of Joseph R. Biden's presidency, the people on Twitter, there's some function that you can go in and fact check the White House. They fact checked the White House on this, saying right here, readers added context they thought people might want to know, because he said that Social Security checks are have its biggest increase through President Biden's leadership. Well, that is fake news. The fact check says seniors will receive a large Social Security benefit increase due to the annual cost of living adjustment, which is based on the inflation rate. President Nixon in 1972 signed into law automatic benefit adjustments tied to the consumer price index way back when. Hello, Chicago, Mike. So basically what the White House did by tweeting this out and then getting fact checked, they were bragging that we've had the biggest increase in inflation in 10 years through President Biden's leadership. So guess what the White House did? They deleted the tweet. Oh no. And so this is hilarious. And so there's a couple problems here. Well, let's see how the White House has reacted. Someone asked Karine Jean-Pierre, or what does Monkey call her? Latrine Jean-Pierre. They asked Latrine Jean-Pierre why about the now deleted tweet where they took credit for increasing Social Security benefits. And here's Latrine Jean-Pierre.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Karine. The White House removed a tweet that talked about the increase in Social Security benefits in 2023 quote, through President Biden's leadership. There was a contextual note.
Oh, she ain't. Look at that. Wait. Wait, I'm gonna go back. Look at her face while she's asking this question. Here we go.
About the increase in
she knows. Look at her face.
Quote, through President Biden's
don't like this question. Now she realizes she's not smiling.
I'm not sure what the proper terminology is for the platform that was added to that. Was it removed because of the addition of the note, or was it removed because of the concern about the...
It was removed because of disinformation.
The veracity of the message.
So it was, look, the tweet was not complete. Usually when we put out a tweet, we post...
Oh, it was not complete.
With context, and it did not have that context.
And now there's context.
So in the past, we've pointed out that for the first time in over a decade, seniors' Medicare premiums will decrease even as their Social Security checks increase. That's a little bit of context that was not included. This means that seniors will have a chance to get ahead of inflation due to...
Wait, did they Did they tweet something else about it? I don't think they
The
did.
rare combination of rising benefits and falling premiums.
Oh my
And
goodness.
let's not forget, as you've been hearing me say for the past few minutes about MAGA Republicans in Congress and their continued threat to threaten Social Security and Medicare, proposing to them on the proposing to put them on the chopping blocks every 5 years, threatening benefits and to change eligibility. So those are the types of
I have no
contexts
problem
that
they
would
change
normally be
eligibility.
with the tweet.
We need to change eligibility, or it's going to be a burden on everyone younger than me. Look, I did 5, 7, whatever years it is. I'm going to be a retiree. And I don't think I should get Social Security until I'm 70 instead of 65. I don't care. I mean, look, people are healthier. They live longer than when Social Security started, and they haven't changed the age of receiving it since it started. I have no problem with that. I'm healthy. I mean, most people in their 60s are healthy. You know, and I'm sorry. If you're relying on Social Security, especially if you're younger than 40 or 30 or younger than 50 right now, I would start putting away your own nest egg every month. It just takes a little every month. Compounding, you can become rich putting away $5 a week. You know, you can be a millionaire by the time you're 55. Just by if you get into investment that compounds. Now, right now it seems like you can't because all the stocks, everything is going down. But look, you got to think in long term. But anyway, I'm not giving you financial advice. I can't do that. I used to be in finance, so I can't do that. But anyway, oh, her answer's terrible. I'm not even gonna give her credit for that answer. Nope. You get no credit for that answer. That answer was ass. Real quick, let me hit this super chat from Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
And Black Hebrew Israelite, you know what? You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you for dropping a deuce in the tip jar. It's one of my favorite lines. Says the president who won the most votes in history made 2 televised addresses attacking voters who did not vote for him. Maybe he knows something about that last election that didn't add up. I don't know about that. I can't say that out loud. That's probably the way he's pushing for a federal election, or that's probably why he's pushing for a federal election takeover. That's pretty much, yeah, it could be. I don't know. Yeah, he's been attacking voters because he knows that democracy is in peril by Democrats' definition of democracy. So anyway, now, Margot Cleveland at the Federalist pointed something out about this deleted tweet from the White House. Here's a good question. Did the White House just violate the Presidential Records Act of 1978 by deleting their Joe Biden's leadership caused inflation tweet? Send in the FBI, seize those records. What about the sanctity of the archives? I'm just saying. Yeah, she made the point too. Is technically since Social Security checks are linked to inflation and Biden's leadership caused the highest inflation in 40 years. This is quite the cell phone, but what I'm trying to figure out is whether this qualifies as disinformation or misinformation. Well, that's a great question, Margot. Good question. Also, by the way, the White House has also admitted into participating in censorship. You know, we had the big report in the Intercept about how the federal government, certain agencies within the government were helping cause, censorship on social media. Well, listen to this answer from Latrine Jean-Pierre about what they were doing.
In summer of 2021, quote, "We are flagging problematic posts for Facebook that spread disinformation." Can you tell us whether the White House is still
she doesn't like the question. She puts that on. Oh, I don't even have it on the screen, do I? She doesn't like this question. I'm going to start this over for you because I want you to watch her face as they ask her the question. She doesn't know how to keep a poker face. Carry my poker face. I don't like this question at all.
In summer of 2021, quote, "We are flagging problematic posts for Facebook that spread disinformation." Can you tell us whether the White House is still flagging social media?
Oh, you know what? That was when Jen Psaki was in the at this chair. But anyway, so that's maybe why she's confused, because she didn't say it, but Jen Psaki said it a while ago.
Posts for disinformation, and are you submitting those to Facebook through a special portal?
Can you say a little bit more?
Yeah, there was reporting in The Intercept about opportunities for the federal government to identify for social media companies different posts that contained what was perceived as misinformation about the origins of COVID, the vaccine, other things as well, such as Ukraine or the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Now you'd expect her to say, "Oh no, we didn't do that. We that's not our purview. That would be a violation of the First Amendment to the Constitution if the federal government started telling people what posts and shit they could take down." But listen to her answer.
Yeah. Look, I'll say this: the administration, the Biden administration, remains fully committed to our mission to protect the security and resilience of our elections and safeguard election infrastructure. That includes combating disinformation. That is something that we are committed to.
Did you do it? No, that's it. That was her answer. That was her answer. She would not commit to saying, no, that's not our job to tell people what they can keep on social media. No, we're going to keep telling them, basically. We're still committed to this. Lord Stanhope, good morning. And Tex AG, what's up? Thank you, Chicago Mike, who sponsors the show. Chicago Mike, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you for dropping the big pull in the tip jar. Chicago Mike says, no, this is not Chicago Mike. This is a commercial. Okay, hang on a second. Here, let's have some music. Let's do this. The P-Dog Night Show is brought to you by a project that is not complete. I didn't complete the commercial due to MAGA Republicans. Yeah, see, it's MAGA Republicans' fault, so you can't answer a complete answer because MAGA Republicans are doing whatever it is the hell they're supposed to be doing. Thank you, Chicago Mike, for sponsoring the show. I greatly appreciate it. All right, let's keep going here because I forgot. FTG Joe Biden. FTG White House. FTG Latrine Jean. Oh, gotta put an E in it. Jean dash Pierre. All right, we're back up. We're back at it. MAGA stole her words. Yes, MAGA stole her words. Okay, now, not only is the President of the United States trying to put in his last pitch, last minute, digs that saying that our democracy, also known as Democrats in power, is in peril. Apparently the networks are also trying to get in on the act. There's this article at ABC News. Well, this is the tweet, and I'll show you the article. Now listen to this. All told, approximately 60% of Americans will have an election denier on the ballot, with candidates in nearly every state expressing doubts about the outcome of the 2020 election. Now, I got a question. Oh, sorry. First of all, this is ABC News. This is, again, now, I as I see these things, as I see stuff like this, because there's a lot of news media reporting on this stuff, and Joe Biden keeps talking about election deniers, and Latrine Jean-Pierre keeps talking about election deniers, and all the Democrats keep talking about election deniers. Conveniently forgetting about their own election deniers, people who wouldn't certify the vote in 2016, the Russia gang, Stacey Abrams, Hillary Clinton, still saying that Donald Trump was an illegitimate president. The election was stolen from Hillary Clinton, which I do not agree with YouTube. I'm not denying elections or doing anything like that. But anyway, but ABC talking about election deniers on these ballots, right? There's some 300 election denier candidates out there, midterm. So here's their little French kiss to Joe Biden. Midterms put election denialism to the test. What you need to know. Approximately 6. Okay. And here's their. I mean, this is such a stupid article. Voters will help shape the future of American democracy next week when they cast their first statewide ballot since 2020 with a new generation of Republicans who have made election denialism the centerpiece of their campaign. Okay, who has made election denialism the centerpiece of their campaign? How many Republicans are out there with, billboards and campaign literature talking about the 2020 election? I've not seen a single one. If that's the centerpiece of their campaign, or has it been the media being told by Democrats to ask that question of every single Republican candidate? Which is it? Okay? Is it them making the candidates making it their most important thing? Because all I hear Republicans talking about in the ads that I've seen on TV and on the internet, they're talking about inflation, the cost of living, crime, and then some of the social lunacy that's going on, like with trans kids and all that shit, right? They're talking about those things. None of them are talking about 2020 election. Not one has it as a centerpiece of their campaign. No. But I guarantee you, if Carrie Lake has a press conference anywhere in the state of Arizona, one of the first 3 questions we'll be talking about, well, will you commit to abiding by the election results if you should lose? Oh, did you were a surrogate of Donald Trump? Donald Trump's election denial, blah blah blah. They're not talking about that. This is the media obsession, trying to paint them in a bad light. So here it is. It continues. Several of Trump-backed candidates are running for positions that would oversee future elections, like secretaries of states. Oh, noes! Once seen as a sleepy administrative jobs that have attracted newfound attention in this era of election denialism. Well, maybe they just don't like how things have been run, and so they're like, look, remember, and here's a great one. So, remember when Stacey Abrams ran for governor of Georgia last time, right? And their complaint in Georgia was, well, the guy she's running against is the Secretary of State of the state of Georgia. And that's why she wanted to deny the election, or she doesn't trust the election process because, her opponent was also the Secretary of State. Well, guess what is happening in Arizona right now? And by the way, a lot of the national media and a lot of Democrats are like, yeah, that just doesn't right. He'd step down. He should shouldn't do his duty, blah, 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 blah. Do you hear any of them talking about Katie Hobbs in Arizona versus Carrie Lake? Who's the Secretary of State in the state of Arizona? Oh my God, it's Katie Hobbs, the woman she's running against for governor, or something. You know what I mean? So it's just hilarious. They're if they didn't have a double standard, they wouldn't have any standards at all. Just saying. And then if they win on November 8th, many have signaled an intention to tilt the scales in their party's favor in 2024 and beyond. Have they? Is that what they've signaled that they're going to do? Or are they just going to make sure all the rules are followed, the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed? What do you mean they've signaled an intention to tilt the scales? This is fear-mongering by ABC News in favor of Democrats. That's all it is. Meanwhile, since 2020, a deluge of threats against election workers, a deluge, really, have prompted mass exodus of these crucial frontline workers, an issue that experts fear will compound existing challenges with voting infrastructure, misinformation, foreign interference, really? So I go down to the precinct in Dakota County, Minnesota, and I'm going to have some foreign interference down there because of some intimidation of election workers? Oh, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, an issue that experts fear will compound existing change, blah, 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 blah. The election denialism permeates the Republican Party. You know what? I can't wait till Wednesday. I cannot wait until Wednesday. And if the trends are correct, and there's a huge red wave of Republicans in the House and the Senate. Let's say that happens, and Wednesday or Thursday or a week later when we find out if they count all the mail-in ballots. I'm not saying anything. And let's say there's a huge red wave, right? I just want to see how much election denialism happens then. I just want to see how much political violence occurs. And I want to see if the White House and Democrats deny or they denounce the political violence that is going to happen when this red wave occurs. Let's see if that happens. What's up, AWOL? Nice to see you back. It's been a while. I can't wait to see. The salt will flow, Ty. You're absolutely right. Not only will it flow, gasoline and maybe some blood and some burning tires, the rubber from dirty tires. There's going to be a whole lot of stuff flowing because, when they say the political violence comes from the right, they're off their freaking rockers. We know where the political violence comes from. Oh, but they're afraid to call it political violence. I want to call The View. I wish The View had a call-in show. I would call in The View. Hey, Whoopi, remember that? You said you don't know about any of that political violence from the left, the Antifa, don't know anything about that, and Joy Behar saying, it's only from the right. Nobody on the left ever does political violence. I want to call in their show. Hey, Whoopi, Joy, and all you other hoes, turn the TV on. No, there's a live feed on YouTube. Live feed of Portland, downtown Portland. They're breaking shit and burning shit. Oh, look, here's a live feed from Washington, D.C. People burning stuff. What is this called? What kind of violence is this? Is this just some spontaneous violence from the mad people? Or is this political violence? I just want to see their faces. And I want to see the salt flowing. I love watching election results. I remember when the Young Turks had to watch the election results in 2016. That was some entertaining shit, I tell you. All right, can we move on? You get the idea. ABC put this out. Now, it's interesting. I want to show you something from Bloomberg, though, from about a month ago when they thought, Democrats looking pretty good here. This could be good. Because they put out this, now, at least they don't say the fate of democracy. They said the fate of Democrats' agenda comes down to a handful of key Senate races. If they win big, Biden could accomplish something that no president has in decades. And they put this article out on October 12th, it wasn't quite a month ago, a couple weeks ago, when the Senate races still look pretty close, right? 7 Senate races will make or break Biden's agenda. Well, wait a minute. Now, if they're admitting really early in this article that there's a good chance the Republicans will take the House, it wouldn't matter how it would make or break Biden's agenda if the Senate was won by Democrats, because there'd be a divide between the two houses, and you can't pass a lot of stuff without cooperation from both. There's not a whole lot that the Republicans and Democrats agree on, so there wouldn't be much anyway. But they're saying 7 races that will make or break Biden's agenda. Starting out with this line, Election Day can't come quickly enough for Senate Democrats. A tumultuous summer marked by the overturning of abortion rights tempered Republicans' expectation of a conservative wave, except that's changed a little bit in the last week. Because there's been some debates where there wasn't a debate. Well, that was governor anyway. There wasn't a debate in Arizona. But after these debates, all the momentum has gone to the side of red. Hello, Septus Wolf, by the way. Good morning. Anyway, but the GOP has regained momentum, setting up a thriller for control of the chamber. So they're doing horse race theory here. Both parties have already poured some $928 million into the 7 most contentious U.S. Senate races, plus traditional battleground New Hampshire, a figure that could swallow $1 billion. By the way, that's not looking good for Maddie Hassan either. She might lose New Hampshire. I'm telling you, it looks like possible, like 7 seat swing in the Senate. I mean, anyway, weeks after the final weeks of the election, according to fundraisers and ad buyers, ads are running it nonstop in hard-fought Georgia and Pennsylvania, as well as states like Arizona, Wisconsin, and Nevada. And then they show the tight races here. So at the time, Masno was up 1.7 in Nevada. Mark Kelly was still up in Arizona, but that contest between him and Blake Masters, they're both at 47% poll-wise, so that's interesting. Plus, Carrie Lake is moved up into a commanding lead over Hobbs, and she's like 11 points ahead. So, if Arizona's going in there and they're really going in for the governor's race, that really benefits Blake Masters, and Mark Kelly might be out. In Ohio, J.D. Vance is up over Tim Ryan now after that disastrous debate that Tim Ryan had. In Pennsylvania, Fetterman's hanging on by a thread. This is different now. He was up 3.7. I think they're even now, or it might be like 1%. And whenever it's 1%, polling tends to favor Democrats. They don't tend to poll as many rural people. But anyway, so Oz and Fetterman are neck and neck. Ted Budd in North Carolina is up over Jerry Beasley. And also the Raphael Warnock Herschel Walker has tightened again. He was up after the debate, but now with Brian Kemp's major lead over Stacey Abrams, that is another race that could be affected by the governor's race. So, but they're trying to make it. They're trying to make it though. If Democrats pick up 2 seats, they keep a bare majority. Republicans take the majority. So they're giving you some scenarios. But again, 7 races that'll make or break Biden's agenda. I wish I had a broken glass sound. Broken glass. Anyway, wow. I gotta go faster here. Anyway, so let's get back into the. Let's see. We'll get back here. Oh, FTG ABC News, by the way. FTG ABC. There's another FTG for you. All right, let's get into my list of FTGs today. But before I do that, I need to say thank you to Chicago Mike for sponsoring the show. Dropping a deuce in the tip jar saying, need to go to work. So hi and good night, everyone. So, hey, have a great day to you, Chicago Mike. I hope you have a successful day at work. I appreciate your sponsorship and continued support. You're a great man. All right, let's get into the FTGs now because I've kind of let go. Let's start with Beto O'Rourke. You can go ahead and write it in there, Beto O'Rourke. So Beto O'Rourke tweeted this out, coming back to Laredo for years. Coming back to Laredo for years, but never felt energy like this. Now, this is fascinating. So he tweets this out and he puts he's got his little rally going on here in Laredo. But I want you to just take a look at this picture. So, and then I want you to watch the video and see if you notice something that I noticed very, very quickly. So he said, coming back to Laredo, never felt energy like this. Here's the video. Watch the video and see if you notice anything about this crowd. Okay, they're spanning the crowd.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Okay, so he's never seen energy like this. Never seen it. Now, I know that Beto's had much bigger crowds than this in the past. Do you notice anything about this crowd? Oh, by the way, wait, where is it? Here it is.
Beta!
Anything? Just watch this again. I'll just let it run for a second. Notice anything about this crowd?
Beta!
He hasn't seen energy like this before.
Hey, thank you so much.
Okay. Literally dozens of them. Exactly, Tex. Exactly, Tex. You see what they did? They made the entire crowd all scrunched together, as close together they could. And when you look at them pan around this crowd, there might be 300 people there. He said, coming back to Laredo for years, but never felt energy like this. Plus, they're all college students. It's almost like they staged the photo. But that crowd is not very big. What energy are you talking about? Now, it could be he went to a college campus, Laredo. I don't know if there's a campus there. Hello, Scott W., by the way. But this crowd is not big at all. They pushed them all together to make sure that it looks like there's a ton of people there. But if you look on the edges of this crowd, there's nobody over here by this bathroom. There's nobody back here by these cars. I'll mute this for a second. Nobody back here. Look at how this is where it ends. I mean, this might be 300 people at best, scrunched into a little space. Anyway, and that deserves an FTG.
Beta!
All right. So anyway, moving on. Candace Jackson, who is an attorney, and she's basically a women's rights attorney, and she's been talking a lot. She talks a lot about the issue with trans versus natural women, I guess. I don't know what to call it. I'm not going to say cis because that's a stupid term. Hello, Damien Gershwin, too. So Fox News reports a man soliciting a teen boy for sex. This is her words. I'm just reading it, then I'll show you the article because Fox uses some different language than they did. She says Fox News reports on a man soliciting a teen boy for sex and refers to the dude as she. No, she didn't refuse comment. No, he did. No, she wasn't caught in a sex sting. He was. Facts and clarity sacrificed for a perverse ideology isn't reliable journalism because this is a... Well, here's the article. Prominent New York trans activist arrested for allegedly soliciting a minor. Transgender activist in New York City was arrested for charge for allegedly soliciting a minor. Trans and HIV activist Leilani Muñez was arrested last month in the Bronx after corresponding with someone who Muñez thought was a 14-year-old boy identifying as Josh on the LGBT dating app Grindr, according to the criminal complaint obtained by Fox News Digital. Josh, however, was actually a man who works at the nonprofit New York Creep Spotlight, which exposes people who target children. The man asked Fox Digital News only to be identified as FM. So, sting operation. Let's give them a round of applause. Well done, FM. So anyway, this is a prominent activist and now got caught going for minors, which is not, look, before I continue, I must say, it is not, I do not say that all trans people are pedophiles. And, but this particular one was, and it's disturbing. So, all right, I'm going to move on. Oh, FTG to here, I'll just say Muñez. FTG Muñez. All right, we're gonna move on. Everybody's favorite young woman. So you know that article we mentioned the Atlantic where they were talking about they wanted some kind of amnesty. Okay, this is not it. This is different. Anyway, Greta Thunberg is in the news again. I just talked about her yesterday. Well, apparently, Greta Thunberg is now saying that it's time to transform the West oppressive and racist capitalist system from climate change, from a climate change campaigner to presenting a new far left political agenda against, quote, racist capitalism. Where is my thing? Doggone it. That's. I need to rearrange my thing. Here we go. That's racist! Against racist capitalism, meet the new Greta Thunberg. The 19-year-old Swedish activist has announced that as well as tackling her usual area of climate action and awareness spreading, she has now thrown her weight behind defeating the West's oppressive capitalist system. Yes. Now, Greta Thunberg, sponsored by Avon, I don't know, calling for a system-wide transformation at her book launch in London. She claimed that the world's current normal dictated by people in power has caused the climate breakdown. She said, "We are never going to look back to normal again because normal was already a crisis. What we refer to as normal is an extreme system built on the exploitation of people and the planet. It is a system defined by colonialism, imperialism, oppression, and genocide by the so-called global north to accumulate wealth that still shapes our current world order." She added, if economic growth is our only priority, then what we are experiencing now should be exactly what we should be expecting. Okay, Greta. Greta. I think you're stupid. If you really want to watch her speech about this, you can. I'll put it in the links, but FTG Greta Thunberg.
How dare you?
Yeah, she's had a full speech to the climate event at South Bank Center complaining about capitalism. Capitalism, the system that has made more people in our planet, brought more people out of hunger than any other system, and it's killed less people than any other system, I would say. I guess, I don't know. Maybe there's killed a lot, but I know not intentionally, unlike the Nazis and communism, especially communism. Communism, their tally is massive compared to everything else. Anyway, real quick, thank you, Scott W. dropping a big bullet in the super chat box via YouTube. Says, I want to know what the plus stands for in LGBTQ plus. Well, I'm sure some of the plus stands for they got all kinds of things, two spirits, and no, I know where you're really going with that, and it's possible that it's the P, but not so much. See, now most of the LGBTQ really do not want the P involved, right? But they keep creeping in there, and they keep finding them in there. But they find those people everywhere. They find those people amongst the normal, straight-ass, heterosexual people, too. But it's just weird because they want to normalize some things that would make it easier for all of the P's, right? They'd make it easier for all the P's because of some of the stuff that the LGBTQ people are pushing. And most of them don't believe in that. But they don't get it, that they're pushing this stuff that could, make everything great. Hello, Ken Lee, by the way. And also, thank you, Gunfox61, and you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you for dropping a big 10 spot in the tip jar. I appreciate you. Streamlabs link, which is pdognight.live. Oh, it's over there. pdognight.live. Says Martin, let's see if you could rant. Let's see if you cannot rant from this. Oh, God, what is this? What is this? Hang on. I'm not going to put... hang on. Yes, midterms democracy. Oh, this is from the speech yesterday. No, that was the first thing we did today. And I have in fact, Gunfox, and anyone who's got here late, if you want to watch Biden's speech and just without, pulling... I could pull the rest of my hair out from this speech. It'll be in the tabs. This is this right here. Here's the YouTube version. But yeah, that was what I talked about first today. Joe Biden's speech. U.S. midterms, democracy under threat as key elections loom. And okay. Let me just do something here. Perhaps if I get an opportunity this afternoon, I may just do a separate stream with that speech. We're going to go through the whole thing. It's possible. I can't guarantee it. I will see if I can figure it out. I'll try to figure it out. All right, let's move on. Let's see. We did Greta already. Ugh, that sentence shouldn't have never say that sentence ever. All right, here's one. Now this is a good one. Well, I don't know. Oh, this is good news. This is not an FTG news, but here it is. A judge rejects attempt to block depositions of Biden officials in social media collusion case. Hey, this is great. The original lawsuit alleged that the Biden administration worked to encourage social media censorship. A judge has rejected an attempt by several top Biden administration officials to keep them from having to testify in a lawsuit alleging the administration colluded with social media companies to suppress opposing viewpoints. Judge Terry Doherty of the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Louisiana on Wednesday denied the partial stays request from Surgeon General Vivek Murthy, Cybersecurity and Information Security Agency Director Jen Easterly, and White House Digital Strategy Director Rob Flaherty. Other defendants in the case filed last month by Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt and Louisiana Attorney General Jeff Landry include White House Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci, White House Press Secretary Latrine Jean-Pierre, and former Disinformation Governance Board Director Nina Jankowicz. Yes, the Broadway musical singing moron that they were going to have part of the Disinformation Governance Board. The Attorney General alleged that the administration worked to encourage social media platforms to censor disfavored views and speakers. The court finds that both public interest and the interest of the other parties in preserving free speech significantly outweigh the inconvenience the three deponents will have in preparing for and giving their depositions. Doherty, a Trump appointee, wrote in his ruling this week. Good for him, and that's all the article says. What the hell? That's a very nice woman. Anyway, moving on. So no FTG for him. Now, this is James Wood tweeted this out. I want to show you this short video of one of the places at the border that this guy's talking about. You're going to love this. And I'll just say FTG to Biden for this too, because they say the border's not open. Well, here's a good example of how it is. Here you go.
Hey guys, good morning. Bill Malugin here in Normandy, Texas, a tiny little town on the north side of Eagle Pass. And as you can see behind me, we have another group of...
Wait, before he says it. Who are these people walking on this road that Bill Malugin is going to talk to you about? But before you answer, I want wrong answers only. Who are these people? Who are these people walking down this road? Okay, here's Bill Malugin's report.
Several hundred migrants crossing illegally here. This is the third time in the last 4 days we have seen this during these early morning hours. This is going to be a group of several hundred. Hola, ¿de dónde son?
Dominicano.
Cuba, Nicaragua.
Dominicano.
Hola, ¿de dónde son?
Dominicano.
Dominicano. ¿De dónde son? Venezuela. Dominicano. Hola, ¿de dónde son?
Dominicano.
Dominicano.
Now,
all right, so we're getting
okay,
Dominican Republic. Cubano. ¿Qué?
Dominicano.
Nicaragua. ¿De dónde son? Nicaragua. ¿De dónde son?
So, how the hell?
Hola, ¿de dónde son? Nicaragua.
How
Okay.
the hell?
So this is the first one.
Did you notice something about that group? He's asking them where they're from, and he's going to keep doing it. And what's amazing about this, okay? Now, there was some from Nicaragua, right? But apparently Venezuelans and Nicaraguans are being sent back. I don't know why, particularly those two particular countries, right? Or maybe it's just Venezuelans. So you haven't seen any, Nicaragua, Cuba, and Dominican Republic. So my question is, how the hell are Cubans and Dominicans crossing the border, the southern border? How are they? Because they're islands out in the Caribbean, but they're coming through the Mexican border walking. Anybody? Now, the funny thing is, I'm not sure if Cubans entering the country through Mexico have the same protections, or through Texas or whatever, have the same protections as Cubans ending up on the ground in Florida. Because in Florida, I think we still have that rule in place where if they make it to land, they can stay. But I don't know, that rule's not, under this administration, that rule's in place for everybody. But anyway, let me finish the report real quick.
Little batch that has come through. We've still got a lot more people walking up. Ed, if you can pan over to the left right here. We still have several hundred more.
I mean, look at the line. The line's going all the way around the corner there.
Are single adults. Once they cross the river, Border Patrol escorts them into this processing area. They've only got one bus right here right now, which isn't going to cut it. And most of these people, they're showing up here to turn themselves in because they know they will be released into the U.S. after processing. That is why they are surrendering themselves. A lot of these countries like Cuba, Nicaragua, they are not subject to Title 42 for the most part. So they know they're not going to be expelled back to Mexico. And as you can see, this is going to to be pretty much a never-ending line as far as the eye can see at the moment right now. Hola, ¿de dónde son?
These people, look, these are not asylum seekers. They're not asylum seekers. Maybe, possibly the Cubans are, but not Nicaragua, not Dominican. They're not asylum seekers because there's no war, there's no thing that they have to seek asylum from, and they already have gone through another country. The international law for asylum seekers is you have to apply in the country you come to first that has some sort of freedom or whatever. So this is just, and hundreds every day. That's why we have over 3 million now, maybe 5 million during the Biden administration, for all we know. Unbelievable.
Cuba? ¿De dónde son?
Nicaragua.
¿De dónde son?
Nicaragua.
¿Hay alguien aquí que tiene familia en los Estados Unidos?
Cuba.
Cuba.
Cuba?
Sí.
Cuba. All right, so as you can see, lots of Cubans, which is typically what we see.
And the funny thing is, they don't care. They just, hi, I'm on camera. This is where I'm from. I'm still going to keep walking. It's unbelievable. So anyway, real quick, thank you, Riesler. Oh man, a big old dose. What is it? Dose? I don't know. I can't. 20. A big 20. Through YouTube super chat, it says, first time dropping some change on you, brother. Keep it up. Sorry, I don't catch your show more often. Hey, just the replays are always here, and I appreciate that. I greatly appreciate the support. That's awesome. A great deal. I'm verklempt. Okay. All right. So anyway, FTG to the Biden administration. Let me see if I can get to these last. Now let's get the rest of the FTGs. Jake Tapper. Oh, poor Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper's show, his primetime show is coming to an end. Tapped out. Struggling CNN primetime show coming to an end. CNN anchor Jake Tapper's primetime show. CNN Tonight with Jake Tapper will not be allowed to continue after the week of the midterm elections. Apparently, they said that the excuse is, I'll put the article out here too. The excuse is that it was never meant to be, go beyond the midterms. Yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway, Jake Tapper tonight with CNN will not be allowed to continue after the week of the midterm elections amid low ratings. The cable news network says Tapper will move back to his afternoon slot, hosting The Lead, while his nighttime replacement will be announced in the coming days. As a part of a special lineup, Jake agreed to anchor the 9 p.m. hour through the midterm elections. At the completion of that schedule, he'll be returning to his award-winning program. Yes, they give themselves awards, so that's probably why he has one. And we will announce the post-election plans at that time slot. So I feel bad for Jake Tapper. Yes, poor Jake Tapper. All right, moving on. Biden's number one top aide checks every morning. The number of Biden's top aide checks every morning and why it matters. So Ron Klain apparently has been really, really trying to pay attention to gas prices during this administration. And it, to no avail. Yes, they came down a little bit as Biden drains our strategic petroleum reserve, but it's not helping. The President Biden's top aide wakes up every morning at 3:30 a.m. in his suburban Maryland home, rolls over in bed, pulls out his iPhone to check a number critical to the fate of the presidency. It's a little too late. Too much, too little, too late to ever try again. The information sought by Biden's chief of staff is not covert intelligence from a foreign government or top secret national security assessment, but a publicly available tracker on AAA, the average national price of gas, which updates early in the morning. A few hours later, Ron Klain gathers anecdotal information about gas prices on his drive to the White House, checking the listed price at each of the 9 gas stations as he passes on his morning commute. Before the end of his day, gas prices reflect a wider sense inside the Biden administration that the president's popularity is to a remarkable degree tied up in that single indicator. One that many No, it's not that single indicator. I went and bought 2 pork chops yesterday, and I think I paid $10 for 2 frickin' pork chops. That's everything. It's not just gas, you assholes. And when the diesel runs out, we're all fucked. We'll get to that. Anyway, FTG Ron Klain. Whoops. The hell I do there? Let's find this. Here we go. FTG Ron Klain. There we go. Moving on. What's this? Oh, did you hear about this? James Corden, I don't even know what his late night show is called. I don't even know what channel. Is he on the Late Show or something like that? I don't know. James Corden literally stole a joke from Ricky Gervais. Got caught committing the worst sin in comedy. Let's see if we got it here. Listen, here's James Corden telling a joke. Watch. Here it is. He's copied the joke word for word. Why is this not playing? There we go.
Because if someone puts up a poster in a town square that says guitar lessons available, like you don't get people in the town go, I don't want to play the guitar. I want to play the piano, you piece of Is that what I mean? That sign sign wasn't for you. It was for somebody else. You don't have to get mad about all of it.
That's like going into a town square, seeing a big notice board, and there's a notice, guitar lessons, and you go, but I don't want guitar lessons.
He stole the joke word for word.
There's a number here. Right, all that, right? Are you giving me guitar lessons? Yeah. I don't want any.
All right. So, yeah, that's the biggest sin joke. Do I pronounce the L in folks? Well, it just depends on how fast I'm talking. If I talk slowly, yeah, folks. But if not, it's folks. Anyway, you got HP Good again. On what? Which thing did you get him on? I didn't see him last night. Diesel shortage does have a bright side, though. It's harder to start fires that burn for long if you have no diesel to mix with the gasoline. Well, there you go. That's exactly right. Oh, my God. Anyway, so he got busted, and Ricky Gervais made fun of him. CBS is going to pay $30 million for reprehensible sexual harassment cover-up, according to the New York Attorney General. By the way, Donald Trump is suing Letitia James. I didn't see what that lawsuit's about. I'll have to look that up. New York Attorney General Letitia James on Wednesday secured a $30.5 million payment from CBS after she accused the media company of attempting to cover up incidents of sexual harassment from former CBS president and CEO Les Moonves. In his 37-page report, James said CBS executives worked to conceal facts from shareholders and the public that would pose a risk to Moonves and the company, including through an attempted cover-up of the 2017 sexual assault report filed by the Los Angeles Police Department at the time. Moonves resigned as the head of CBS in 2018 after facing a slew of sexual harassment and physical and sexual assault allegations, at least from 12 women. So, I guess that's good. She's still going after Donald Trump, though, for whatever stupid shit. Now Donald Trump's suing her. But she did, good. Fuck Les Moonves. FTG, Les Moonves. Okay? Fuck that guy. But I'm not a fan of Letitia James either. Let's see. This is... there's an article how the EU... that Musk is going to have... he's trying to open up Twitter and whatever. Hello, legit low talker. How he wants to have Twitter lighten up on its moderation policies, but he's also made it clear that he would play by the EU rules, and that means not only censorship, but arbitrary censorship, whatever the EU Commission wants. If anything, it's gotten worse. Now Twitter's meddling in elections? What? What do you mean? So here's from, this is Brownstone Institute. Twitter is obviously at the center of what is commonly known as big tech censorship. It has been busily using censorship tools at its disposal, from removing and quarantining tweets to surreptitiously deboosting them, shadow banning, to outright account suspension for at least 2 years now. And those who have managed to remain on the platform will have noticed a sharp upturn in its censorship activities starting last summer. For most of this time, the main focus... Now, this is from October 7th, so it's a little bit while ago. And it's changed a little bit since he's come on. But this is the point. For most of this time, the main focus of Twitter's censorship has, of course, been supposedly stupid 19 information. By now, almost all the most influential advocates of early treatment or critics of COVID-19 vaccines on Twitter have had their accounts suspended, and most have not made it back. The list of permanently suspended includes such prominent voices as Robert Malone, Steve Kirsch, Daniel Horowitz, Nick Hudson, Anthony Hinton, Jessica Rose, Naomi Wolf, and most recently, Peter McCullough. The myriad of smaller accounts have met the same fate for committing such thought crimes as suggesting that the myocarditis risk of both mRNA vaccines and from Moderna and Biotech, or from Pfizer, outstrip any benefit, or pointing out that mRNA instability and its unknown consequences for safety and efficacy. But why in the world would Twitter censor such content? The expression big tech censorship implies that Twitter et al. Are censoring of their own accord, which invariably elicits a retort that, well, they are private companies, so they can do what they want. Well, now look, I'm going to stop there. We know that is not true. That the government has been stepping in and guiding these big tech platforms. So anyways, but the problem is, Elon Musk is buying Twitter, right? and you figure the government agencies in the U.S. and in the EU also have some say in what they can do, what Twitter can do and can't do, and whether or not they can see it on the internet and whatnot, especially in the EU where they don't have free speech. So Twitter's going to have a tough time, or Elon Musk's going to have a tough time. Also, even though he wants to ease up on some of the moderation policies for Twitter, you also have to remember that Google and Apple, their app stores, Play stores, whatever you call them, have their own guidelines of what apps can do on their platform, so they can have some pinned down Twitter on things they can do. Also, we've noticed that some of these financial companies, the guys who do, hold the money, they've been, what did JP Morgan Chase just do? They dropped Kanye West as a customer. And the payment processing companies banned people too. So he's going to have quite an uphill battle. I think that's what this article's about. I'm not going to read it now, but that's so F the EU, at least for that. I got to move on. But he got a spat. Also, Elon got in a little spat with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And she's mad about the blue check thing. I've gotten some arguments about this so far too. But she tweeted the other day, LMAO at a billionaire earnestly trying to sell people on the idea that free speech is actually an $8 a month subscription plan. He tweets back at her, your feedback is appreciated. Now pay the $8. And I wish he would have ended with hoe or bitch, but he didn't. Anyway, by the way, Twitter is still going to be free. They just have an enhanced plan where you get extra features that you can pay $8 a month for, including getting a verified account, which some people are saying that, this is going to cause more fraud in the verified account. If anyone can get a blue check mark, that's going to cause more fraud. He didn't say that you could just buy the blue check mark. You can have your account verified. That doesn't mean they're going to change the verification process. They're just going to add it to a list of enhanced features, but you're still going to have to be verified. People arguing that are just stupid. I've gotten in an argument about that this morning. All right, I got to finish up here because I'm already late. In Legal Insurrection, there's an article here about how the U.S. media is finally figuring out about the nation's looming diesel fuel crisis. And their sub-headline is, wait until the press discovers the root cause of the shortage is rabid fossil fuel hate based on Franken-science that it peddles. Last May, I noted that the diesel fuel, which powers many essential supply vehicles, trucks, boats, and trains, and farm equipment, was at a disturbingly short supply. Now the professional American media is finally awakening to the fact, and there is severe diesel fuel crisis looming, which will have a devastating impact on the nation's economy. Diesel stockpiles in the U.S. are reportedly at their lowest point since 2008, with only enough fuel for a 25-day supply, according to a recent report from Bloomberg. Demand is also said to be at its highest point since 2007. Well, that's a perfect storm. Creating a more dangerous supply-demand combination that's causing spikes in pricing. Yes, diesel fuel is way more than gasoline right now. The Biden administration called the nationwide diesel supply unacceptably low. Whose fault is that, you dumbass? And is looking for options to build up the national supply to help reduce prices. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, average price of diesel is at $5.34 per gallon. That's almost $2 more than I paid for gasoline the last time I filled up. The area getting hit the hardest is New England, where people burn diesel fuel for heat more than anywhere else in the country. Their stockpiles of diesel fuel are a third of what they normally are at this time of the year. However, the highest cost of diesel fuel is in California, shocker, where the average cost is almost $6.50 a gallon, an increase of almost $2 per gallon over this time last year. It's also a massive price increase over the average cost of gasoline in the U.S. According to the EIA, the average price of gas was $3.87 a gallon, with the most expensive region also being California at $5.84. So interesting, because now the media is starting to figure it out, and it's not good for Joe Biden. So they have to walk a really thin line on whether they report on it and everyone knows it's Biden's fault, or if they just kind of poo-poo it, maybe talk about it in a single sentence on their news broadcast. So, interesting phenomenon. F the media. Let's see. Democrat. Oh, apparently there's a Democrat who's promising to raise taxes if the party stays in power. I don't know if that's a great strategy. Great strategy, Cotton. Representative Richard Neal said Democrats will look to raise corporate and individual tax rates next year. All right. He must be in a very, very safe district. You can read that article on your own. Finishing up, nearly half. This is from. By the way, so that Atlantic article about they wanted some kind of amnesty over this COVID-19 stupidity. Well, here's one of those reasons, just a reminder to never forget. This is back in January 17, 2022, who says nearly half of Democrats say fines and prison time appropriate for questioning the vaccines, according to a poll. So there's a good reason. There's another good reason to hit your midterm elections. FTG, do not forgive, do not forget, do not pass go, do not give them a penny of that $200 you just got. Let's see. I'm going to do Tucker Carlson, but I don't have time. But there's he was breaking down Biden's speech from last night, so you can check that out. We'll get rid of Ace here, so it's not in the tabs. And let's see. Oh, and this is just the. So we're going to finish up with this one. So apparently, there was a fake headline, a fake CNN headline, that said that Donald Trump had passed away. And so and it was pretty quickly debunked. Everyone knew it was just kind of a parody thing. But anyway, the fact-checking community decided that it was important for them to fact-check this this fake CNN headline, not because of not so much because of the death of Donald Trump, which did not happen, but because the headline attributed to CNN was false. And this is from Twitter, a screenshot of an image purporting to show a CNN article is digitally altered and was likely created out of satire in response to a false viral claim surrounding the death of Donald Trump, Snopes and Reuters report. A spokesman for CNN confirmed that the news agency did not publish any story reporting the death of the former president. The fabricated image of the headline was satirically altered from a November 1st CNN analysis piece, according to Reuters. So Reuters fact check got in on it. Snopes got in on it. I'm surprised factcheck.org and what's his face over at the Washington Post, Glenn Kessler, didn't get on it. And so there. So just to let you know, Donald Trump is not dead. That is fake. That is fake news. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to go. I am so glad we've had this time together. Please, before you go, before you do anything, don't do anything yet. Click the like button on Twitter. On what's this called? Click the like button on YouTube. If you're on Rumble, or if you aren't on Rumble, go over to Rumble, click the plus sign. Oh, Jimmy Das. I didn't even see this. I'm sorry. Jimmy Das, thank you. Welcome to the show. Jimmy Das Hotep with a $20 20 spot over at Rumble. Nice. Support the show, Rumble, and share and subscribe. People need this common sense. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jimmy Das Hotep. I didn't even see that. I still haven't figured out how to get that off of Rumble yet, but I will someday. That's a Rumble rant. Thank you very much. But also, like I said, subscribe over at Rumble too. Hit the plus sign if you're on desktop. If you're on, what do you call that? If you're on a phone or whatever you're watching on your smartphone, it's a little fist with a thumb up. And so just go ahead and fist that button there. And it will be greatly appreciated. All right, I got to go. Prepare to rant one of these days. No, like I said, I might come back to that Biden speech this afternoon. We'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to go. Thank you for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, or close to that, usually a little late on most days. But tomorrow, my guest isn't showing up, so we'll figure out what we're doing tomorrow. We might just do a regular show. We might do open line. Who knows? But I'll still be here, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, Monday through Friday. Like, share, subscribe, put a comment in the comment section if you're watching a replay. It is time for me to leave. Thank you for being here. My name is P. Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Night, and thanks for watching today on the P-Dog Night channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Night, and I'm out of here.